Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper and this is my entertainment rundown for the week of May 19th. Once again, I saw 6 movies this past weekend, so we've got Entertainment Rundown Part 1, which this is, and then later you'll be able to watch Entertainment Rundown Part 2. But I wanted to get this one out because the big movie is John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. This movie dethroned the Avengers Endgame at the top of the box office, so you know that it is a big hit. And it is. The first 2 movies have also been big hits, and this was just a natural progression of those films to this one. This one picks up right where the other one left off. John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves, has been tossed out of the society that gives him asylum, or sanctuary. It's a hotel. He's been told because he violated the rules of the hotel that he will no longer be protected, that he's going to be excommunicated. And they have a time when this is going to occur, and that means all bets are off, and they're even going to put a ransom or a reward out for whoever kills him. So he is, as it opens up, he is going through the streets of New York. It's raining. He's looking for some way, somebody to assist him. And from the very start, when they say, okay, he has been excommunicated, I think the bounty on his head for killing him is 14 million or 15 million, something like that, some huge number, then they start out after him. And the whole movie is just one action sequence after another, each one more intense than the one that preceded it. There's not a lot of storyline here. I mean, we don't get into character development or anything like that. But it is exciting because of the action. It's action, action, action. And for some people, that will be enough. He goes to different people to, like I said, to try to get help. He goes to Angelica Houston, who is called the director. She's a woman who has a group of people who work with her. He asks for protection for them. She also directs ballet. I never did understand that. She's having a ballet rehearsal while he's talking to her. And he goes to Halle Berry. Her name is Sophia, and she's been a friend of his from the past, and he's asking her for one more favor. None of these people say, we're going to protect you forever, but they do agree to at least give him a little boost. One thing, and I hope this isn't a spoiler, so close your ears if you think you don't want to hear anything about the movie that might be possible. But Halle Berry and Keanu Reeves go to see this guy. Halle Berry has her 2 dogs with her. She's also a dog person. John Wick is a dog person, but he's left his dog back with friends. But they go in to meet this guy, 2 dogs, 2 fierce dogs. She can tell them exactly what to do and they'll attack or whatever. They're there. One dog gets shot. And all the rest of the scenes, she still has 2 dogs. I don't know where that other dog came from or what happened. Maybe y'all can explain it after you see the movie and you explain it to me, but it just stuck in my mind. There was one dead dog, I thought. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. But what is wrong with this movie, yep, there's something wrong with it, is that you can only be stabbed, shot, beat up so many times. Eventually, you get tired. And in this film, John Wick never gets tired. Keanu Reeves, is doing the action sequences, and it just goes on and on and on, and then you reach the top, and it's over the top, and you lose credibility. I know this isn't supposed to be a movie that you pick apart for credibility per se, but there's got to be some believability in there. That was what hurt me with this movie, and I love the John Wick movies, but it just seemed like this time it just went over the top with him being, stabbed, shot, everything else. They did everything but cut off his head. That's what bothered me. The movie is rated R, believe it or not. For profanity and violence, I scored it 6 out of 10. I know some of you will be saying, oh, but it was so much better than that. Not for me. I liked it. It's above average, but that violence that just never slowed him down was too much. Then we have a movie called All Creatures Here Below. You'll have to hunt this one out. It stars Karen Gillan and David Dastmalchian. And it's about a young couple, man and woman, who are just two of the misfits of life. They can't catch a break. They have limited jobs. They are a little bit lacking in intelligence in some ways. They just don't know how to cope with the everyday struggles of life. And then they both get involved in events. I'm not going to tell you what events, but they get involved in events that cause them to have to go on the run, to get out of town because they can't stay there, or they may be arrested. And these events that cause them to go on the run, they are traumatic and heartbreaking. But you see how they just got into these positions almost inadvertently. They didn't plot everything, it just occurred. And that causes them to be in a situation where they can't cope with it. Now, Gillan and David Dastmalchian, I hadn't seen him before, but they're both great in the acting department. They really are. The movie itself, it just kind of meanders, and it reaches its conclusion, and you think, well, I enjoyed that. It wasn't something that you found to be overly enjoyable, but you enjoy it. The film is not rated, but I would say R for profanity and violence. I scored this one 6 out of 10 because the acting and the unique storyline lift it up and make it better than average, which a 5 score in my book is average. So this one, the story, the torment that was in there, I say it gets a 6. Finally, another movie you probably haven't seen. This one is called Amaurosis. It's also been out under the title The Unseen. It also is not rated, but I would rate it R for profanity, violence, and nudity. And it's about a couple who has a tragic event in their life. And after it occurs, the woman, who is played by Jasmine Hyde, suffers from temporary blindness. She can see partially, she cannot see. And it's diagnosed as being something like a panic attack. It's called amaurosis. And it means that under stress or, that type of thing, that you do have these, this that occurs, and you can take medication for it, etc. But she suffers from that. She and her husband are going through complications in their marriage. They decide to rent a cottage beside a lake, and they've met a neighbor from down the street. He got to know them during this tragedy that occurred in their lives. And so he comes through, they rent the cabin from him. They go out there, and then some mysterious things begin to happen. You get this psychic phenomena that occurs, that type of thing. They hear voices. She has things that set off this amaurosis, and her life is in jeopardy. So it's pretty exciting in that respect. It never played up those elements as well as it should. It's got Richard Flood, Simon Cotton, and as I said, Jasmine Hyde. These are not actors that I'm familiar with. The story was okay, nothing to write home about. So I scored it 5 out of 10. And as I told you before, that's average. Not too great, not too bad, right across the board. But I'll have 3 more movies for you in Entertainment Rundown Part 2. Stay tuned for that. Keep your eye on the channel for that. In the meantime, click on my face down there, subscribe, and be waiting. This has been Jackie K. Cooper's Entertainment Rundown, Part 1.